Hello everyone and welcome to Traveling with Francois. It is a beautiful day here in the Coachella Valley. It's about 70 degrees. I thought I'd come outside and let you look at the golf course behind me and see how gorgeous it is. We saw Craig earlier on live What's Happening Coachella Valley driving around. He took us into La Quinta, into the Cove, and I have to say I've lived here 20 years. Hey Gary, how are you? And I have never been back in that area. Now how sad is that? So when I tell you that there's something nearby for you and your community to get out in the car and go for a drive and check it out, there's always something new to see. I can't believe I've missed all that. So my next little road trip here in the Coachella Valley is going to be over to the La Quinta Cove and check out those trails out there. So I hope you're having a great week. I know today is lots of football going on, lots of sports. Good morning, Dan. How are you? So today's we're going to have kind of a condensed travel show, not a whole lot, but I do have some good updates for you, some interesting news, and maybe it'll help you for those of you that are traveling, and I know a lot of you are traveling, and for those of you that aren't, that's fine. It's okay, because all of us feel a little bit different about it. Some of us want to go out, some of us not so much. So you just have to really do what works for you, what keeps you in your own comfort zone. As for me, I can't wait to get out and go somewhere, but right now I'm very selective on where I'm going and what I'm doing. So again, it's okay, but we just keep plugging away. Something that was happening during the week that I thought was interesting, and thanks for joining me. I'm Francois, and you're watching Live Traveling with Francois on Today's California. And I'm coming to you from my patio here in Palm Desert with the golf course behind me. And I think my neighbors are out doing some gardening over there. I hear about they're working on their patio. So it is a beautiful day for us to be out and about. So get outside, even if it's just to go sit in the sun in your own patio or wave to your neighbors in the driveway, but get outside and enjoy a little bit of this beautiful Coachella Valley sunshine. All right, here's something I saw that I thought was rather interesting, that the Earth was spinning out of control in 2020 in more ways than one. Yeah. All right. We had 28 of the fastest days on record since 1960. That the Earth was going so fast by a millisecond. It was going a millisecond faster. How crazy is that? Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I like weird stuff like that. So who would know? Did it change our clock system? Did it change our time? Did it no, it didn't do any. It didn't have any effect on all that. But we were just going faster. The whole world has continued to go faster in so many ways. Hi, Lane. How are you this morning? Well, actually, it's noon. I can't believe how fast the time is going. It's funny. You can't see right now. One of the mourning doves that likes to hang around the house here is sitting up here watching me. He's sitting on the roof up there watching me. And yes, I do throw them some food once in a while, so don't tell anybody. Okay. Again, you're watching Live What's Happening. No, that's Craig was live What's Happening Coachella Valley. I'm live traveling with Francois. He does such a great job on his drive arounds. I really enjoy him. And like today, I saw an area of the Coachella Valley that I had never seen before. So maybe with the Earth spinning so much faster by a millisecond, I don't know, maybe it's just been good for us? I'm not sure. All right, so what's happening in the world of travel? Like I said, I know there's a lot going on with the golf and the football, and people are out hiking, enjoying this beautiful weather here in the Coachella Valley. Today I'm going to keep it kind of short and tight. Last week we had Steve Knoll from ACT Tours join us, and Lalo joined us, and I thank them. It was nice to have a guest sitting not too close, but close enough to tell you a little bit about travel from their perspective. And if I'm squinting, sorry, because when I set this up earlier, you could see the sun was kind of behind a palm tree, and I said, this is a perfect spot. And then, well, the sun, of course, moved around. So, hi, Jerry Stone. How are you? Again, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And if you missed that, you can always go to my Facebook page, Traveling with Francois, or go to the website, travelingwithfrancois.com, and you can catch it there. Okay, what's the time in California now? Well, it is 12:05 p.m. There you go. And this is the gorgeous blue skies behind me and the green golf course. And I'm looking, I have actually the camera turned around so I don't see too many golfers. Or some will be coming by. Hopefully I won't get smacked in the head with a golf ball. Yeah, you never know. I live on a golf course. What can I say? All right, thanks for your time. You are more than welcome. Right, Joshua Tree National Park, they are now selling passes online. So you can buy a 7-day pass or a 1-year pass, but they are selling those online for Joshua Tree National Park. And to get those, you can go to recreation.gov. Again, that's recreation.gov. Okay, and I'm trying to see what Jessica says. Time to slow down and take in what is around us. So much to appreciate and be grateful for. Totally agree. Yes, and like I said earlier, in your own neighborhood, just hop in the car and go for a ride. It's crazy what you're going to find out there. You'd be surprised how just downtown areas have changed so much with everything going on, COVID or not. Get in the car and go see what is happening in your area. Dan says, but Earth will never be as fast as Mercury. Thanks, Dan. Only you would know that. Dan the man. But we were going a little bit faster. And for those of you that missed that part of it, I heard somebody yell, I want to make sure it wasn't over here, that in 2020, we had 28 of the fastest days on record. By a millisecond, the Earth was spinning faster, and that's where that's coming from. All right, Carol says, went to Borrego Farmers Market. Best delish fruits, nice drive. Thank you so much. Yes, I am there every Friday in Borrego Springs. We have our own certified farmers market, and it is from 8 a.m. to 12 noon at Christmas Circle. Come on down. I was looking at Craig over in La Quinta at their certified farmers market. We do have some of those vendors there, a few of them, but many of ours come from the San Diego area. We have Gayton Family Farms. Produce is excellent. Eli Farms. We have the best grapefruit in town in Borrego Springs. So come on out every Friday morning at Christmas Circle in Borrego Springs. It is about an hour and 10-minute drive from the Coachella Valley. Hang around and enjoy our farmers market down there, which is growing and growing and growing. So, and it is outside and it is beautiful. All right, so we do have some travel news that I wanted to share with you. Remember I said Joshua Tree National Park passes are now being sold online. 7-day passes or 1-year passes. To purchase those, go to recreation.gov. Okay, and I will put those up on Traveling with Francois. And there you go. There you see some golfers out there enjoying this beautiful weather. Okay, sorry I missed it. That info, we are from Pismo. Okay, and I do have to lean forward because the sun's kind of probably not in the best direction for me to be doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, in other travel news, okay, RVers, you're going crazy out there. You're hopping in those RVs, you're buying RVs, you're all over the country, you're starting trips, you're ending trips, you are just going for it. First timers are out there. There's a lot happening in the world of RVs, and for those of you that are in the service, I don't want you to forget the American Legions in all these different areas. The American Legion, they do have facilities for RVs. They have RV sites for veteran and active duty military personnel. So check it out when you are going into an area. Check out the American Legion. And I know some of the bases actually have RV camping sites, RV slabs, hookups, the whole thing. And so again, if you are in the military, if you are active, if you are retired military, check it out. A veteran, active, military duty. I don't know all the correct terms, but check it out. This is live. Obviously it's live. And take advantage of all those facilities that are spread across the United States. And I hear that the prices are very, very, if there is any cost at all for some of them, are very, very reasonable. So definitely you want to check that out. Other things happening in the world of travel, and by the way, I want to give a shout out to Mike Thompson's RV Superstore, who they were telling me that, there goes my little bird, just see him fly back there? One of my little pets that hang around the house, not really my pets, so. Sorry, I missed it, the info, okay, all right, I got that one. I want to give a shout out to Mike Thompson's RV Superstore in Cathedral City. Sales are up 300% in the world of RVs. That's crazy, 300%. But there's all types of inventory out there, pre-owned, new, the toy haulers, you name it, they have it all. So check it out. All right, on the land, Kauai reopens to tourists, though with caveats. Visitors arriving from stays on the state's Other islands can now skip the required quarantine. And we know Hawaii has been really, really strict about quarantining when you get there. I mean, they have been doing a great job. They say though, as you can skip the required quarantine as long as you produce a negative COVID test. Okay, so keep all this COVID testing in mind. It's going to be changing in all these different places. Everywhere you travel to, it's probably going to be something a little bit different. There is no cohesive plan out there. And let's see, someone said, oh, if I'm at the East Coast, it's 3 hours behind. Yeah, well, we're on the West Coast here. We are in the Coachella Valley, and you can see there's beautiful sunshine around me. So remember, COVID testing is going to be different everywhere you go. COVID requirements, COVID quarantines. It's up to you or someone that you work with, such as ACT Tours, or you have a travel agent that you use. Let them find out the information for you. Let them do a little work for you, but make sure that you know in advance what you need. They say in-room COVID-19 testing is a hotel amenity on the rise in the new year. So guess what? Some of the hotels want to make sure that you go to their hotel, so they are actually going to supply in-room COVID-19 testing. Maybe that's the way to get tested. Try it, something new. You go to somewhere that you've always wanted to go to, because there are exceptional deals out there. There are deals everywhere. You just have to do a little bit of work to find them, and not a lot of work. And remember that cancellation fees are out the window. People are letting airlines, cruises, hotels, they are letting you cancel right up to the last minute. I would think the only places that probably are not letting you do that is RV parks, because they're so swamped now, they probably don't really need to worry about it. And remember, overbookings on airlines is over the top right now because of you being able to cancel at the last minute. They want to make sure that they have plenty of people waiting for those seats. So be prepared to be on overbooked flights. All right, in the world of cruising, a Florida bill could reverse Key West limits on cruises. In November, the city's voters approved capping the number of passengers allowed ashore per day and limiting the size and type of ship able to dock. This will really shake up the cruise world because you know they're putting out larger and larger ships. I mean, these are mega ships. So if they go back to limiting the amount of people allowed on shore, limiting the size of the ship, this will make the industry have to restructure its entire routing process, docking process of where these ships are going to go. So we'll see how this works. It is in Florida where the bill is, and this is only going to pertain to Florida. But of course, you know, they have such, they make so much money off of tourism. We'll have to see what happens here. But, you know, they have to be careful with these bills. The tourist destinations need to be careful because those dollars come from these cruisers that are getting off these ships. And if they start limiting it to where it's not cost effective for the cruise ships to dock there, the cruise ships are just going to find somewhere else. So there's always all these different angles that you have to think of. You can't just think of your little world. You have to think of everything around it that pertains to that industry. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. All right, in the air, UK travelers to Newark will need a negative COVID-19 test. United Airlines flyers with flights originating in the UK will have to present proof of a negative test obtained within 72 hours of departure. So again, more tests, more results, having to show them. Do you do it before you go? Do you do it when you get to a destination? It's all very confusing, but we'll figure it all out. And here's a tip if you are flying. And I saw this and I thought, this is a really good tip that a lot of us aren't going to think about, and it has to do with the restrooms on a plane. All right, allow a few moments for the air to exchange after the person in front of you leaves. Why? Because in airlines, they have a very rapid air exchange system in the restrooms, and it basically will clean out all the air that was in there before, meaning anything airborne that might be in there and any aerosol droplets that might be in the air. So if you're flying, give yourself, give the restroom a minute or so before you go in there, and explain it to the people behind you, because I hadn't thought of this, and I thought this is a really good tip if you're going to be out there, if you're going to be doing it. and they say the air systems are so strong in the restrooms on the jets that it's really probably one of the safer places on the jet. Don't tell anybody I said that, but anyway. So really good tip. I like that tip. So remember that. Just take time and explain it. Explain it to everybody around you so they know, and let that air circulate through before they go on in. Also, when you're flying, be as self-sufficient as possible. Bring your own water bottle, bring your own blanket, pillow, and make sure that you're the only person touching those. It's okay, you can bring those. Of course, you can't take a full water bottle through TSA, but you can take an empty one and fill it up on the other side. So take as much as you can, and sometimes it's good to take things that you can just throw away, or maybe perhaps leave at the destination and let them know. A blanket that you don't want anymore, use that for when you're flying there. I don't know, figure it out. Sit back and think about it. I always take items that I don't I was going to donate anyway. I know it's trying to say this. I take items that I can leave there, or sometimes items that I'm just going to throw away there, because that way it lightens up my bag, and I can fill it up with new things from the destination. So when I pack, I try to think, okay, I can wear this a couple times and leave it, and or half the time just bring it home anyway. But shoes and stuff that they're only good for a couple more uses, and you're going to be beating them up on trails and stuff, throw them away. Don't bring them home. All right, get myself so excited when I'm talking about all this. I hear the airplanes above me. Oh, we have some little puffy clouds in the air now. It's beautiful. And actually, it's really nice to hear that the jets and the airplanes up in the skies again. For me, I just love it. All right, international-wise, Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts is the latest hospitality group to debut complimentary medical coverage, announcing that all 4 of its hotels in Singapore will now provide guests with COVID-19 insurance at no extra charge through June 30th. That is in Singapore. That is the Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts. They are providing you COVID-19 insurance at no extra charge through June 30th. These are the type of deals that I'm telling you about. And I know it's really hard decisions to make for a lot of people. They want to travel, they don't want to travel. You really have to do what's comfortable and take precautions. I am not pushing anyone to travel, but I know a lot of you are going to do it anyway. So if you're going to do it, please find out what the requirements are, or what the guidelines are before you get there. See what you need as far as COVID testing. We get people call Borrego all the time. The chamber, they want to know what are the guidelines coming into Borrego, and I really, really appreciate that. So you do the same thing. So do your due diligence before you go. Make sure that you're prepared. And I know people are saying, well, I'm in an RV. Well, even if you're in an RV, you're still going to get gas. You're still going to go to the grocery store. You're still going to go to the bank. You're still going to be with people somehow. So just because you're in an RV, don't think that you are just immune to everything and you are not perhaps a carrier at some point. Keep that all in mind. It's a crazy world out there. And that's why we were spinning so fast. All right, so I brought my little clock. We started around 12. I told you today was going to be a pretty condensed show. Craig did a great job driving around La Quinta. I hope you saw that. If not, it will be on my Facebook page, Traveling with Francois. You will see his drive around La Quinta Cove. Like I said, I've never been there. Lived in the valley over 20 years. Have not been that far back into the mountains. I'm going to go out there and check it out. It was exciting to see all the people that were out in the fresh air. Of course, this morning we had a lot of golfers here on the golf course, but it is beautiful out there. Go and take advantage of it. Hi, William. Hi, everybody who tuned into the show today. I have to give some props to my sponsors. You know, some of them are struggling so much, like Cabot's. They had to close the museum. And I want, for those that are going strong, that are just doing their best to fight through this, I want to give them a heads up as well. We know Mike Thompson's RV Superstore in Cathedral City is doing fantastic. Bruce Titus, VW of Palm Springs. I was just in there the other day for service. Going to go back and get some brakes on my vehicle, my Atlas. So I want to give them a heads up. Diane Williams and Associates. Real estate is going nuts down here. Homes are not staying on the market for longer than a week. It is crazy in the Coachella Valley. Same thing in Borrego Springs. Homes are selling as fast. People want to get out of the big city, but then they have to learn to adapt to the smaller cities. So don't go charging in there thinking everybody's going to work around your schedule doesn't work that way. Indian Ridge Country Club, Borrego Springs Resort and Spa, they are open to essential workers. So if you are an essential worker and you're in the area, you can stay there. They're following all the guidelines. A1 Custom Golf Cars and Desert Batteries, they are doing a phenomenal job. In fact, they did a great job with somebody's golf cart. They made half of it UCLA and half of it the Bruins. Yeah, I think I got Trojans, Bruins. Anyway, half and half. The most fun looking cart. It's a great cart. And that is A1 Custom Golf Cars. Check out their site. ACT Tours. We had Steve and Lalo on last week. They are planning some trips, including one to Borrego Springs, a bus trip, so you want to call them about that. Dana Wharf Whale Watching. They have their boats going out daily. They have limited capacity on their boats, so go to Dana Wharf. A good excuse to go to Dana Wharf. The whales are out there, the dolphins, the sea life. Plus, if you know someone who loves to fish, they have fishing trips that go out every day. So again, that's Dana Wharf Whale Watching. Johannes Restaurant in Palm Springs, they are doing a fantastic job with their takeout, curbside delivery takeout. So give them a call, Johannes in Palm Springs. Thanks, Anthony, for the kind words. You love my backdrop behind me, isn't that beautiful? And Arc Attire, they do my hats. In fact, next week I'm going to give away some Traveling with Francois baseball caps. They do those for me. I'm going to talk to them about doing some for me out in Borrego Springs. So everyone, that's it for me today. I told you, I know you're busy with all the sports you're watching. I want you to get out and enjoy this fresh air. Have a fabulous week. Go to my website, travelingwithfrancoise.com. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Craig's on CoachellaValley.com because he is doing some fantastic videos on that end. Come out to Borrego Springs and visit me during the week as I am the executive director of the Borrego Springs Chamber of Commerce. Remember, we have our Friday Farmers Market from 8 to noon at Christmas Circle. So if you want to go for a drive, come on out, check it out. I'll be there. Stop and say hello. So until next time, you have a fabulous week. And remember, it's never too late to get a life. See you next time. Bye.